Good evening, everyone. The atmosphere is crackling. Two famous FA Cup winning captains spoke stridently over the weekend, and the tone was starkly different to a current Premier League captain. As Harry Maguire was offering up his latest mea culpa and Rashford and Fred released grovelling statements of apology in what was a transparent, coordinated PR release, Roy Keane was telling it like it is. How many times have I heard that? I'll judge a player by what he does on the pitch, he said. And let's be honest, Manchester United have been pretty woeful on the pitch. No heart, a pitiful lack of commitment, dressing room cracks and a muddled, incoherent setup that Wolves and Burnley have picked holes in. That's got to change tonight, because it's different at Villa, led by a man with Liverpool blood. Steven Gerrard has had an impact that Ralph Rangnick can only dream of, and he has already outlined that he is targeting this trophy for Aston Villa. No mealy-mouthed nonsense, just, we want to win. And they've already done that at Old Trafford this season. Before we start, all 22 players and officials take the knee as they ask for racial equality and social justice. What a weekend we've had. More live commentaries from the FA Cup than anyone else. And the third round ends tonight. Who will reach round 4? And have a home tie with Middlesbrough in the next round of this famous old competition. 12 times FA Cup winners Manchester United, or 7 times winners Aston Villa. The only place on national radio you can find out is here on the home of the FA Cup, Talk Sport. And Mickey Gray is with me as Manchester United attack the scoreboard end from left to right in the first half in red shirts, white shorts and black socks. And Aston Villa defend it in white shirts, claret shorts and claret socks. And Mickey, United notorious slow starters this season, something that has to change.
Yeah, without a doubt, it certainly has got to change. Manchester United have got to get themselves on the front foot. Ralph Rangnick's talked about offensively, we need to be better, and defensively. Well, at the minute, they've had a bit of a lively start. Not much happened, but all of the players pretty much been in Aston Villa's half.
Ball deep inside the United territory, away to our left, and Raphael Varane, who had a tricky time against Wolves, plays it out to the left, picked up by Luke Shaw, and it's across the back 4 again to Victor Lindelof, who has had his problems with COVID. He's had a few illness injuries. He had a bit of a heart and breathing problem at Norwich away from home and had to be assessed by a cardiologist, and has been fit to play, been deemed fit to play, and is back in the team tonight. Here's Fernandes down the left, trying to get in behind Ezri Konsa, who recovers well initially, plays the ball against the Portuguese. It goes out of play and away for a goal kick away to our right. Our referee tonight, by the way, is Michael Oliver, assisted by Stuart Burton, Simon Bennett. We do have VAR. It's one of those FA Cup ties that does have VAR, and Darren England is in charge of that. Villa play out from the back down the left. Martinez finds Matt Targett, and here he goes on a familiar long run down the left side. He's stopped by Dallow, who's dealt with him well. Ings goes in with a crunching challenge on Scott McTominay, and the ball deflects out on this near side, and it's away for a throw into Manchester United. We played just over a minute and a half. It's 0-0.
Just trying to work this Manchester United system out, Sam. It does not look like the 4-2-2 that we've expected from Ralph Rangnick since he walked through the door. Marcus Rashford and Greenwood are staying very, very wide, and you've got Cavani up there on his soul, and Fernandes just in behind him, which is quite interesting because he came in with this philosophy of that system. But if things ain't working, you sometimes have to say to yourself, okay, that's not working, let's change things up. Well, they've had a positive start so far.
Rashford trying to dart down the left-hand side, taking on Cash, gets into the area on his right foot. He's midway between the edge of the 18-yard box and the byline, cuts it back to Fred, sends it wide to Luke Shaw, and then on to Fred again. Fred into the area. Fernandes has got it now, tried to square it. It was blocked by Konsa, picked up on the edge of the box by McGinn, and it's shot forward. It's behind Varane, and Watkins is away, speeding down the right on the counter-attack. 3 defenders back, 2 attackers, joined by a 3rd attacker now, and a 4th on the edge of the box. Into the area he goes, Watkins trying to get the better of Varane, and Varane does well actually to get back after initially misjudging the ball forward, and manages to clear the halfway.
Yeah, fortunate boy Varane there. He just could not work his feet out, but it was just that long punt up front, and I did worry for the 2 centre-halves of Manchester United this evening. Lack of pace when you look at Watkins and Danny Ings up front.
Ings coming down the left-hand side into the area. Low cross takes a bobble, and David De Gea smothers it after it took a little deflection off Victor Lindelof, and he'll be able to clear away to our right-hand side. So we played just over 3.5 minutes. You're listening to TalkSport, live, unexclusive national radio commentary from Old Trafford. It's quite a mild evening here in the northwest tonight. Lots of rain about, but it stopped, thankfully, before kickoff. Here's Fernandes picking up in the number 10 position, trying to send it forward to Cavani. He misplaces another pass. It's twice he's done that already. Cut out by McGinn. Picked up in midfield by Jacob Ramsey. Exchanges passes with Watkins and slaloms over the halfway line. Fast pace to the game in the early stages. Ings has tried to run in behind Dalot and Lindelof, but the ball didn't reach him, and it's cleared away by Manchester United. It's quite an interesting start to the game, quite a fast start to the game, and United on the attack now. A short back pass to Martinez, and he'll clear upfield.
With these two centre forwards, as I just mentioned before, for Aston Villa, you can see what they're trying to do. They're getting the ball in those wide areas, and Danny Ings and Ollie Watkins are not coming short at all. They're just trying to spin in behind the two centre halves, because the two full-backs of Man United are a little bit more advanced than I've seen them in previous games. But it's an exciting game. It's open. It's entertaining.
Ball aimed in towards the near post, and Cavani is going towards it. A scoop by Mings allows it to go straight through to Martinez, and he didn't waste no time whatsoever in dispatching upfield, looking for Ings. He flicks it on, hoping that Watkins has spun in behind. He hasn't. It goes through to De Gea away to our left-hand side. Like United, Aston Villa lost their last game with Brentford, but Steven Gerrard said over the weekend that he felt he'd learnt more from that game than any other. They had several chances, they didn't take them. They'll have to take whatever comes their way tonight. Ings up towards the halfway line, and then just left the centre circle, loses out to Fred. A tap pass into McTominay, and they sweep it forward, Manchester United, down the left. It's on to Rashford, who runs diagonally towards the edge of the area, then comes infield, gets onto his right foot, he's encouraged to shoot, does so eventually. It's blocked by Douglas Luiz. McTominay unleashes one, it's straight down the throat of the goalkeeper, who saves down low, and he'll clear it away. 5 minutes gone, 0-0.
Super play from Man United. Fred winning the ball back in that centre circle, playing it out to this right-hand side. Lovely little first-time pass and work it over to the left-hand side. Marcus Rashford trying to work it onto his right foot. We know he doesn't score too many goals in the 18-yard area. He's just trying to get his shot away, but Aston Villa players stood their ground. They got in the way. Eventually comes to McTominay. But what is positive is how many players they've got in the final third of the pitch, which I've not seen over the last few weeks.
They've gone back to 4-2-3-1.
Absolutely. It works for them, Sam. At the minute, it's certainly working for them. Look, they might get a shock in this game. They might find themselves go a goal behind, but at least they're showing positivity.
Here's Jacob Ramsey chasing down towards the Stretford end. The Stretford end, where that banner that said Standards was held aloft in the corner of the south stand, the Sir Bobby Charlton stand, and the Stretford end away to our left-hand side with the faces of those Manchester United icons upon it. There are one or two empty seats dotted around tonight, but it's pretty full here for a Monday night FA Cup third round tie. If you're a season ticket holder, you have to buy tickets for these games. Maybe one or two haven't shown up, but it's pretty full at Old Trafford. It will be the biggest attendance of the weekend. Remember, we're live today around the world, not only throughout the UK, around the world, including in the United States of America. And a very good evening to you, good afternoon wherever you are around the world, especially if you're listening in the USA to Sirius XMFC. The ball is on the left with Manchester United. We're at Old Trafford in Manchester, where the ball has been played out to the left by Fernandes into Shaw, who switched it to the near touchline, and Greenwood's played it against target. It's gone out of play, and it's away for a corner kick, the first of the game to Manchester United. It's 0-0.
Good play again, making the pitch as wide as he possibly can. We said Rashford over on the left-hand side, a crossfield pass there from Luke Shaw. Greenwood hogging this touchline on the right-hand side, and it makes it difficult for the two fullbacks to go and then defend against them, or you do get a 1v1 situation.
Horrible set-piece set-up here. Everyone bunched inside the 6-yard box. Manchester United played it short, and Shaw has delivered across deep to the far post, waiting for Fernandes to thrash it back into the penalty area. Headed away by Douglas Luiz. Won't drop for Fred on the edge of the box, so he manages to touch it outside towards Greenwood, who's down in the right-wing position. Fred's got it back again. Manchester United trying to get across in. They've done that. McTominay, it's a brilliant header. Brilliant header, or a brilliant ball from Fred, which was arced in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and McTominay arriving, glanced it beyond Emi Martinez, and Manchester United had taken an 8th-minute lead. A super goal from Ralph Rangnick's team, and they're up and running in the FA Cup.
What a goal. And one of the most improved players since Rangnick walked through the door has actually been Fred. He picks the ball up from the corner, short corner. It eventually comes back out to him on his left foot, and he's got a side pass along the 18-yard area if he wants it. Well, no, he just whips that with his left foot, and it makes it so difficult for that back line of Aston Villa to mark there. And Scott McTominay just takes a chance. He just gets in between two markers, and he's just got to glance it towards that Aston Villa goal. I mean, seen a replay of it now. That is an unbelievable ball, and he's brave. I'm not saying the Aston Villa defenders are brave, but I have to say it's an outstanding finish. It really has been a great start to the game for Man United, and a perfect start now.
That's a terrific ball from Fred.
That's fantastic.
I mean, that is so good. It could open up a can of beans. That is superb. It's completely sliced the Aston Villa defence apart, and McTominay, arriving in the box at just the right time, has sent Ralph Rangnick into raptures.
Yeah, and it's Steven Gerrard's the opposite. He's very, very quiet. I think he's kind of shocked at the way that his team have started. They've not really been able to get out of their own half. A good run from Tyrone Mings on one occasion and Ollie Watkins on another, but other than that, it's been all Manchester United. And it's early doors, Sam, of course it is, but this system change, it's working for Manchester United. Now, I'm sure at the end of this game, depending on what the result is going to be, there's going to be that question mark: are they better with Ronaldo or without him?
Well, they've made a good start to this game, and they don't score very early, very often. They've given away a corner at the other end of the field, and Aston Villa whip it in towards the far post. It's eluded David De Gea, who went to come for it, and then Luke Shaw followed Ezri Konsa, who was napping at the back post and trying to throw himself at the ball. Goes behind the way for a second successive corner. Maybe the Aston Villa defence will be a little bit disappointed, Konsa and Mings, about not following Scott McTominay as he charged into the penalty area at the other end, but that'll be analysed at half-time. Let's concentrate on this set piece that Aston Villa have cultivated away to our left in front of the Stretford end. Manchester United will want to stand firm here as Louise into the near post. Ball flicked in across the far post is Watkins diving in to try and convert it at the back post, and very unlucky not to do so. It flashed right the way through the 6-yard box, and steaming in at the far post was Ollie Watkins. He was so close to making it 1-1.
Oh, what a chance. I mean, it's a really well-worked corner. We know that Aston Villa worked really hard in them since the summer. And again, it's whipped into that near post. Tyrone Mings just gets a little flick. That's all you need at the near post. And I think it's Victor Lindelof who's actually worked his way back onto the goal line. He actually might just get a little bit of a nick on it. That takes it away from Ollie Watkins. Just seeing it now. Yeah, he does. He actually puts it back into Watkins' path. And Watkins can't work out his feet quick enough to just guide that one towards goal. But that's a let-off for Man United.
Well, Manchester United have got to treasure the FA Cup. There are no guarantees that they are going to make the top four this season. This is a trophy that can be won. And if they win this, they play Middlesbrough in the next round. They've thrown the ball down the left-hand side. Fernandes is coming forward. He's played it against the retreating Matt Kaszowski, as he's probably known now in his new adopted home of Poland. And it's out for a corner kick over on the far side. It's the second of the day for Manchester United, who lead by a goal to nil, courtesy of Scott McTominay's second goal of the season. His first goal of the campaign was 10 days ago against Burnley. This one's slightly different, a header from a Fred cross, which was deliciously delivered. Short corner, played into Rashford, who's on the angle of the penalty area, gives it back to Fernandes, who's down by the byline inside the box, flashes the ball across the face of goal. I think that actually went behind, and it goes out of play over on the far side and away for a goal kick. You're listening to TalkSport, live coverage from the FA Cup, thanks to Neutrogena T-Gel Therapeutic Shampoo. Always read the label.
Well, that's two corners Manchester United have had, Sam, where they've played it back to the corner taker, but it's fell onto their weaker foot. Luke Shaw comes across to take the first one. He eventually has to try and cross the ball in with his right foot. Yes, they got fortunate with the when it got cleared, because that's where the goal came from. But the second occasion, Rashford and Fernandes over on that left-hand side, played from Fernandes, played back to Fernandes, but he has to try and scoop it back into the area with his weaker left foot.
Buendia picking the ball up wrong side of Fred, shrugging him off. Fred trying to get back at him, but Buendia has kept hold of the ball and it's weak past Shaw into the area. Right-footed ball towards the far post. Danny Ings sliding in, can't reach it. And it goes right through the 6-yard box and out the other side and away for a goal kick. But it was a delicate, delectable little run from Emi Buendia, who showed wonderful balance to elude two Manchester United defenders and produce a wonderful ball which Danny Ings just couldn't quite reach.
Two great opportunities for Aston Villa. Lovely run from Buendia. Your immediate danger as a defender, and I'm talking Luke Shaw and Fred here, is your 18-yard box. Forget about the wide man. When Dia's running at your back line, he's trying to get in behind you, which he does. Luke Shaw's waiting for the pass out wide. Forget that one. You've got to see what's in front of you. If the player is running at you with the ball, you've got to try and stop him as quick as you possibly can. He got it wrong.
Manchester United made a good start, but they've conceded 2 great chances to Aston Villa as well. Here's Dallow at the other end, trying to produce another opportunity in front of the scoreboard end for Manchester United. It takes a deflection off Ramsey and goes out for a throw-in by the corner flag away to our right-hand side. They needed to get off to a good start. The back pages were full of Manchester United yesterday, and they weren't even playing. 17 players unhappy. Maguire, Ronaldo's crisis talks. Lou Macari, who basically told the players to stop moaning on MUTV or kick him out of the club. He said, 70,000 fans every week can't be wrong. He didn't hold back, and I think probably good on him. He was saying, they're second to most balls. Where's the aggression gone? Well, there's been a bit more of that so far tonight.
Yeah, there has. And you can sense it in the crowd. They know that the players are playing really well. They're working their socks off. And that's when they get behind them. They can sense when you are not performing at your level.
McTominay finds Rashford, who brings it out of the sky and then right-footed in towards the near post, flicked by Cavani into the air over the top of the crossbar. He scoops in front of Ezri Konsa, who's actually had a little bit of trouble tracking the movement of Cavani. That's a couple of times he's got away from him. He didn't know where he was there.
Yeah, well, it just went over the top of Konsa's head, and I think Cavani actually saw it late, or he just reacted late to it. But the players that we were talking about in the build-up to this game, Luke Shaw, Rashford, Greenwood, they've all had something to say in this game so far. They want to get on the ball. They want to show everybody a reaction. They want to say, right, OK, I'm here for the long haul. I want to improve. Well, so far, we're seeing it.
Well, don't write off this Aston Villa team just yet. Since Gerrard's arrival, they've won against Brighton, Palace, Leicester and Norwich. And the teams they've lost to, City, Liverpool and Chelsea. That Brentford game, they should have won. I know they were defeated in it, but that was the odd game out of 4 that they have been defeated in. 4 wins, 4 defeats so far for Steven Gerrard, but the attitude and application of the team certainly seems to have risen. Here is Ramsey on the half turn in the number 10 position, plays it out towards the right, but he didn't get his pass quite right, just slightly off kilter, and Matt Cash had made a really good run down the right-hand side. If he'd fed him, Manchester United were in big trouble.
Yeah, yet again. You can see why they're trying to get him behind or just to the side of the full-back. Steven Gerrard, I was just looking as that pass went astray, turned his body around. He was frustrated because it was a really good move when Dia started the game really well. He's likely to get turned as quick as he possibly can, loves running at defenders. Real talent so far.
And it remains Manchester United who lead the game by a goal to nil. Scott McTominay just hobbling in the centre of midfield. He's the goal scorer of the night's only goal so far. Manchester United taking the lead after 8 minutes. Fred's delivery beautifully swerved into the box. And it was headed in by McTominay. A break down the right. Here's Cash again, getting into the area, producing a cross too high for all of the Aston Villa players who had been attracted to the near post. It was over their heads and it floats out of play. He's always going to be a threat from the right. I mentioned it before the game. If Manchester United give him the room, he will produce crosses into the box.
Yeah, and he won the ball back himself. Marcus Rashford trying a little flick in between his legs. Didn't come off for him, but it was Cash who was very close to him. He wins the ball back. He's then direct. He gets to the edge of the 18-yard area. Another decent ball into the box, and that was 4 or 5 crosses Aston Villa have got into the area so far. They just need those willing runners when inside the 6-yard area.
It's a great game to watch, isn't it, and to be at. It's entertaining, it's end-to-end, and Watkins is threatening it again, picking the ball up midway inside the United half, handing it off to Buendia. Watkins, I think, was fouled. They played the advantage because it was given to Buendia. He then went down, and the referee said no foul. Michael Oliver played on. Here is Rashford at the other end, trying to get forward quickly for Manchester United, who lead by a goal to nil, live on TalkSport tonight. We've got live commentary for you tomorrow, coming from St Mary's as Southampton take on Brentford. Wednesday night, Chelsea and Tottenham renew hostilities in the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. Thursday night will be at Anfield for Liverpool against Arsenal. And on Saturday, game day returns, and what a blockbuster game day it is. Manchester City against Chelsea at 12:30, Aston Villa and probably Philippe Coutinho against Manchester United at 5:30. Could there be a better radio station? Here's McTominay switching the ball out to the right-hand side. Greenwood tries to receive it. It's back to the tall figure of Victor Lindelof. at the heart of the Manchester United defence tonight. Then Greenwood tracking back, picks the ball up, carries it to halfway, plays it infield to Fred, who miscontrols it, loses out to John McGinn, and the ball's turned over, and Villa now move at pace down the right with Ollie Watkins trying to speed towards the box. Fred's recovered, managed to nudge it away from Watkins and slow his momentum, but it's come back to McGinn, who can hit them, edge of the area, tries a left-footed shot, and De Gea comes out with a big save, and then, well, there's a collision between Rafael Varane and Danny Ings, but the offside flag was already up anyway. It wouldn't have counted, there would be no penalty, even with a VAR check. But it was some effort from John McGinn. As you know, he can produce, and it was a good save from David De Gea.
Coming from Manchester United, giving the ball away. Fred should have let it go. Luke Shaw was outside him. It was a crossfield pass in a dangerous area. And if you don't get your first touch right, you know that these Aston Villa players are going to pounce on you, which is exactly what happened. McGinn worked it really well onto his left foot. The worrying thing is, who's closing him down? They're 10 yards away from him before he gets his strike away, and David De Gea, as he's done so many times this season, has to come up with incredible saves. It's a super strike from McGinn.
Good start for Manchester United. It's certainly more entertaining than you'd seen recently, but in the last 5 minutes or so, Aston Villa have really tested United at the other end, and they've had probably 2 or 3 really good opportunities to get back on level terms. Here is Rashford over on the far side. 20 minutes played here at Old Trafford under the lights, the final FA Cup commentary of what has been a thrilling weekend. 9 commentaries we've brought you this weekend from the FA Cup. It has been fantastic, and there's been shocks along the way and quite plentiful supply. Here is Rashford down the left, being tracked by Douglas Luiz, who's come away with the ball. Rashford's trying to win it back again, illegally so. Free kick is given. A step in front of the Aston Villa penalty area over on the far side, the right. Manchester United 1, Aston Villa 0. Here's Mickey Gray.
Well, I think in the space of 2 or 3 minutes, you've seen the good and bad of Marcus Rashford. When he picks up that ball and he's got the opportunity to run at you in a 1v1 situation, you're not always going to go on his left or his right, more so on his right foot. He gets his shots away. He looks as if he's a positive player. And then eventually, sometimes he picks up the ball and you just think, go on, do it again. And he waits for the wing-back or the wide player to come and help out his full-back. And that opportunity's gone. He loses the ball and then he doesn't track back, and that's what frustrates these Manchester United supporters.
Hasn't scored since Halloween, Marcus Rashford. 10 games now without a goal. Ball flicked forward by Cavani, tried to get it over the head of Buendia, failed as he was aiming for Bruno Fernandes. Aston Villa pushed back by Fernandes and Cavani, and we wondered whether or not we would see a little bit more high pressing. That's the first real example of it so far today, something that was championed by Ralf Rangnick at the beginning of his reign. Ball has been sent down the right, looking for Matty Cash again, and this time it goes all the way through to David De Gea right on the edge of his penalty area, away to our left-hand side. He's in a bright yellow goalkeeping outfit today, steward yellow, with thick black trim down either side of his body. Fred has got it. He's trying to release Rashford over the top. Martinez a good starting position. Decided to head that out over on the far side. He quite likes doing that, I think.
Yeah, well, I think he could have easily just waited for it to bounce in his 18-yard area and catch that one.
He could have done, but it's not as fun, is it?
It's entertaining.
And he's quite an entertaining character. 15 clean sheets last season, 4 so far this. Certainly had some fun with Bruno Fernandes in the league game between these two this season.
There's a penalty in that game, I think so.
Yeah, he skied it over the bar, didn't he? And Ronaldo was on the pitch glaring into the back of his head.
Yeah.
That's pressure.
But just touching it, I mean, I know you're a big fan of Matty Cash, and I am as well, but what an asset. You know, he's the furthest man forward, he's the full-back for Aston Villa, just loves getting over that halfway line, and when he does get into that final third, maybe that's something that is lacking from the Manchester United full-backs, that quality. When he puts a ball into the area, he means it. And more often than not, an Aston Villa player does get on the end of his crosses.
The Premier League's very lucky that it has so many great right-backs. He's certainly one of them, and it's probably unfortunate that he's timed his run into the Premier League when he has, because there's so many ahead of him in the England pecking order, but he's had another route, so he could well go to the World Cup with Poland. He's certainly got every chance. Here is Ezri Konsa, deep inside his own territory, plays it square to Tyrone Mings. Mings just trying to slow things down as far as Aston Villa are concerned. 22 and a half minutes have been played. It's been quite a breathless 22 and a half minutes here at Old Trafford. I always think these FA Cup games are great because there's more away fans, so that they make more noise and it adds to the atmosphere and the occasion. We're very lucky that we sit in the south stand right at the back of the one-tiered, the smallest stand of the four here at Old Trafford, and away to our right, not too far away from us, are the Aston Villa supporters in the corner of this and the scoreboard end, and that just makes for good atmosphere seeping through on our FX microphones. Here's McTominay deep inside his own half, trying to clear. Steven Gerrard still standing in his technical area, dark black slacks and a dark coat, hands rammed into his pockets. He takes them out now as he turns rather disappointedly and looks at his bench. The ball is cleared by Manchester United, and they have it over on the far side with Luke Shaw, the England fullback, takes it down the left, about 3 steps in from the left touchline. He moves into the midway point of the Aston Villa half, then it's infield to Rashford, who lays it back to Rafael Varane, lime green boots on tonight. It's skewed out towards the near touchline, and Dalot now on to Greenwood, who's hugging the touchline, takes on target, beats him easily, moves into the box, gets his left foot round the ball, goes on his right this time as he approaches Mings after evading the attention of Jacob Ramsey, and loops it over the top of the bar.
Did he miss the opportunity of just whipping one into the corner there with his left foot? He's worked it really, really well. He's got past his marker. And I think a confident Mason Greenwood takes that shot on. He tries to chop it back onto his right foot, get to the byline. Don't forget that, Mason. Just get your shots away. We know how much quality you've got with that left foot. You can find the bottom corner. He works it brilliantly. But what I am seeing is positivity, which is great.
Ball is over on the far side, and Rafael Varane takes a tumble after pressure from Ollie Watkins into the advertising boardings away to our left-hand side. He's back on his feet again now. There'll be a goal kick away to our left. Lots of rumours doing the rounds about the absence of Dean Henderson. We understand he's not injured, but not risked tonight. That would suggest in a World Cup year that he'll be looking for a loan move. Yeah,
hit the nail on the head there, Sam. I think it's all about the World Cup. Dean Henderson wants to be involved in that. He came back to Manchester United after his loan, which was very successful, and he wanted to be the first team goalkeeper at Man United. For a spell he was, but then, you know, because of COVID problems, David De Gea got a second opportunity, and we have to say, I mean, he has been incredible, De Gea, there's no question about that. But Dean Henderson needs to play. He needs to keep putting pressure on Jordan Pickford, because now we've got 2 or 3 more youngsters coming through who want that number 1 spot.
Maybe I'm missing the obvious, but my heart just immediately leapt towards Newcastle United.
Yeah, great shout.
Dubravka didn't cover himself in glory again at the weekend. Ironside detecting a weakness. Here is one for the older listeners. Here's Fred over on the left-hand side, trying to charge down the touchline. And tackle goes in from Buendia, and Aston Villa look to break. Here is Watkins trying to get away from McTominay. Luiz is joining. He's through the centre circle and onto Jacob Ramsey. Watkins goes down the left. He collects the ball now. He's on the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. Cuts it back to Target. Target back to Watkins. Space to get the cross in. Ings is lurking at the far post. Didn't get the cross in first time, so they go back centrally now. And Douglas Luiz will try and keep things moving for Aston Villa, whose response to the goal has been pretty impressive so far. In fact, they've had all the chances since they went behind that Scott McTominay goal. Here's Watkins, and then back to Buendia, edge of the D, shoots towards the far corner, not accurate enough, and it's smothered and saved by David De Gea, who drops to his right.
Well, he's been the live wire, Buendia, getting himself on the half turn. He's been involved in the build-up play. He's worked it really well on a couple of occasions onto that right foot. This time takes a little bit of a deflection, doesn't really get the power that he wants to get behind his shot. But lovely build-up play from Aston Villa from back to front, kept the ball, a lot of possession, waited for their opportunity for that chance to come from Buendia. But you're right, Sam, they are growing into this game.
First loose ball in the middle of the park once again. Douglas Luiz picks it up, sends it back, slightly different hair, same nationality. Here is Jacob Ramsey up to Douglas Luiz, who's given it away, and now Manchester United have a bit of an overload, and Greenwood is running through the centre, and Fernandes is in possession, but Fernandes has kept hold of it. He's got Cavani to his right, he's met it now, right footed shot, saved by the goalkeeper. It took a deflection. It was a brilliant save by Emi Martinez, who pushes it out, and Aston Villa are able to clear. What a chance that was for Edinson Cavani to make it 2-0 to Manchester United.
What a chance. Lovely play from Manchester United after Aston Villa, and Luiz giving the ball away. Fernandes trying to work it onto his left foot. He couldn't get his shot away, had a chop back onto his right foot. Lovely little slide through ball for Cavani there. Did everything right, kept it low. All the pace was taken out of it from the deflection towards the goalkeeper, and it looked, I think it was Rashford who was at the back stick just waiting for a little tap in. and it didn't get to him eventually, but good play from Man United on the front foot, showing positivity.
Great save by Emi Martinez. He's probably the best goalkeeper in the Premier League last season, and maybe hasn't gone as well for him this campaign, but that was a terrific save. You're listening to TalkSport. Here's a free kick for Manchester United, 20 yards outside the area, aimed in by Fernandes towards Varane. Offside flag is up, and it goes away for a free kick to the visitors, Aston Villa, who trail by a goal to nil, live on TalkSport in the FA Cup, and we're bringing you our live coverage tonight in association with Neutrogena T-Gel Therapeutic Shampoo. Always read the label. Of course, you can use that now after having your hair done.
Still don't wash my hair. It takes too long.
You come back to the salt and pepper beard, by the way. You look very dashing.
Yeah, well, I went through a bit of a midlife crisis the other week and tried dyeing it. I look more like Ryland, so yeah, I'll stick with the salt and pepper.
I've been accused of that, looking like him once or twice. So much so that someone said it on social media and he got in touch saying sorry. All cleared away by Aston Villa up over the halfway line. Oh, Lindelof has made a mistake and Watkins has nabbed hold of the ball. He's gone down the left into the area. He's come back in on his right foot. He's hit the crossbar. What a chance for Aston Villa to equalise. What a mistake by Victor Lindelof. And Watkins couldn't make Manchester United pay.
Well, let's go back to the beginning. It's a long punt upfield from Aston Villa. Victor Lindelof is underneath the ball. He can't work out his feet. Surely somebody is just saying to him, clear your lines. There's no communication. He tries to bring it down. He's the last man in defence. Ollie Watkins is all over him, does brilliantly to win the ball back from him, chops it back onto his right foot. I don't know if there's a save in there from David De Gea, but what a chance. Just nestles off the top of that crossbar. But Aston Villa are searching so much for this equalising goal.
Douglas Luiz into the near post, away by Varane, and cleared up towards the halfway line by Manchester United, who've been rattled a little bit by a couple of big chances. Buendia, John McGinn, and now Ollie Watkins, who's just rattled the crossbar away to our left-hand side. They've had another chance themselves to further the goal scoring. They lead by a goal to nil, but you get the feeling that lead is a fragile one.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can still see that there's problems with his backline of Manchester United. I do worry about the two centre-halves, although they are two experienced players. A lot of silverware if you're talking about Varane, but when it comes to 1v1s, they have not got the pace, and Watkins and Ings can cause them so many problems. And certainly with those runs from that midfield area from Buendia, they're getting themselves turned, they're getting on the front foot, and you can see the back line of Manchester United just start to panic all of the time, hoping that David De Gea comes up with a world-class save like he always seems to do.
Well, no wonder Dean Henderson wants to move when every time he looks at David De Gea, he's making wonder save after wonder save. You might be able to talk about where you think his destination might be on the sports bar later with Jordan Jarrett Bryan and Perry Groves. Here's Cash into the penalty area, aiming towards Buendia, might run through to Target, who doesn't shoot, set back to Ramsey, edge of the area, takes a deflection narrowly wide. Oh, it's only just eluded the post, and it's fortune that has kept the score at Manchester United 1, Aston Villa 0. Ramsey with the latest chance, and it's McTominay who deflects it behind, and only just.
How close can he come without scoring a goal? Certainly over the last minute and a half, Aston Villa have been absolutely fantastic. They hit the crossbar, a deflection from McTominay from the edge of the area, just goes wide. But I have to say, Sam, Luke Shaw, we've got a problem here. I think one of the Manchester United players are down on the ground. Luke Shaw's defending, his positioning when somebody running at him, how many times they get inside him as a fullback is a huge worry. As a defender, you've got to open your body up, you've got to wait for the run and make sure that player runs outside of you. You cannot let him keep coming inside you. I mean, 4 or 5 Manchester United players putting their body in the way of that opportunity from Ramsey there. That could easily have just nestled into the bottom corner.
I can't see any material evidence as to the reason that Dalot has gone down and is injured and is being treated, but he doesn't look particularly great. He's taken his boot off and Ralph Rangnick is looking concerned. Luke Shaw, let's go back to him because you're a left full-back, you're an expert in the position, a former England full-back who played there with distinction. What should he be doing?
Well, you've got to stay a little bit closer to his centre-half, and because everybody will say to you, as a midfield general, if you like, who can see those passes, like a Bruno Fernandes, they want to play that ball in between a centre-half and a full-back. So the wide play will make that run in behind the full-back. Well, Luke Shaw, if he's closer to his centre-half, narrows that gap, so you can't play inside, you have to play wide. 3 occasions they've got him behind Luke Shaw. Delor's got a big problem here. I think you'll see a lot of blood, Sam, unless that is he's
No, I think you're right. I think it is blood that's coming out of his right ankle, which is an issue for Diogo Dalot.
Well, if you remember, the cross that came into the area, he was the one who made the challenge. Maybe as they've come down together as the two players, he might have just landed on his ankle. I don't think there was any malice in any challenge that we've seen in this game, but it's a big problem, and they're going to have to make that change.
It looks like they're going to make that change right now, because Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who has been criticised for his performances recently, which Manchester United player hasn't, is about to come on and replace Diogo Dalot. And I got to be honest, I think Dalot's been good since he's come into the team.
I agree. And if you ask me now who you think the best fullback is, or certainly right fullback at Manchester United, I have to go along with Dalot. He's got a lot more quality in the opposition's half. Yes, I don't think he's as good as a 1v1 defender as what Wan-Bissaka is, but I think his position and play is a lot better. And I think this is where we're going to see these opportunities. I mean, I still don't know if David De Gea, maybe we'll see it from this angle that we've got in front of us right now, but this could be another world-class save from De Gea. Maybe not. I think it was Watkins, and I think it just bounced.
You're talking about the moment he hit the crossbar, aren't you?
Yeah.
I don't think he did get anything on it. I mean, Lindelof may have congratulated him for doing so. He's certainly made a couple of good saves. We've still got a bit of a delay because of the issue with Diogo Dalot. He's still on the floor receiving quite extensive treatment. They are going to replace him. Eventually, he will come off the field of play. 03717223344 is the number to call if you want to speak to Jordan, Jarrett, Brian and Perry goes after this game. You might be a Manchester United fan, an Aston Villa fan, or someone who's just been a keen observer. And, I wonder whether or not actually
he's okay.
He's going to be able to continue, because it looks like, although blood is seeping through his sock and we can see it quite visibly, Aaron Wan-Bissaka has put his jumper back on. Corner anyway to Aston Villa, which is taken in towards the near post, flicks on the near post towards the far post. Two Aston Villa players seem to get in each other's way. Ings and Buendia. It goes over the crossbar and away for a goal kick. Maybe Dean Henderson might get a Watford. Would he get a Watford? He wouldn't get a Watford. Would he get a Watford? They need a goalkeeper.
They need a little bit more than a goalkeeper, if you ask me. But
maybe Newcastle's a safer bet.
I think he's going to have a lot of options, Sam. If that's the case and he wants to go out on loan, if that's what's going to happen, I don't think it's just going to be Newcastle who we've kind of put into people's mouths, to be honest with you, or Watford. I think he'll have a lot more options than that.
Well, we'll see over the next coming days. I know that Alex Crook, our football correspondent, is regularly on the Jim White Show. Jim and Simon in fine fettle every morning from 10 a.m. going through the big stories of the day. And Laura is back alongside Ali McCoy's tomorrow, dissecting this game and all the other big stories from the morning on TalkSport Breakfast. I think Benty's involved tomorrow morning as well from 8 o'clock. So that's tomorrow morning, TalkSport Breakfast. Here is McTominay for Manchester United, the goal scorer. The only goal we've had so far. We could have had many more, and Greenwood might just have handed an opportunity to Aston Villa to get another. Here is Watkins, after being given the ball by Greenwood inside the Manchester United half. Down the left to target. Buendia with a lovely little Cruyff turn. Goes past Fred, goes past Greenwood, goes into the area. It's blocked by Dalot, who I'm still not sure is 100%. And the ball is eventually... I thought it was going to be cleared by Manchester United, but they did their best to give it away again. A free kick has been given eventually for Fred, and Manchester United had the chance to clear and relieve a little bit of pressure. 37 minutes have been played. It's been great.
It's been fantastic. But I think we've seen the good and bad of Manchester United. They look a lot better in forward positions. They look more of a threat. They're getting more players into the final third of Aston Villa's area. But I think still they're giving the ball away too much in wrong areas. Inexperienced Mason Greenwood on this right hand side, cutting in on his left foot, thinks he's got a simple pass. You don't get simple passes anymore in the Premier League.
Aston Villa have done themselves proud. They've reacted better to conceding the first goal than Manchester United have to scoring it. And Steven Gerrard knows what it's like to win and lose here at Old Trafford. He had a mixed record at United, but there were a couple of big occasions that stick in the memory. I remember speaking to him in the aftermath of a game here where he took 3 penalties, scored 2 of them in the Manchester United victory. It was live on TalkSport, on a Liverpool victory, sorry. Here is Greenwood towards the far post with a delivery which is headed away rather easily before it can reach Shaw. Fernandes with an effort from the edge of the box, blocked by Matty Cash, who got in front of his goalkeeper to protect him and clears it to halfway. Manchester United urged on by their supporters. Infield it goes to the midway point of the Villa half, and McTominay onto Shaw, who's going to crack one! Put it over the top by Martinez, who was diving backwards and fingertipped it over the crossbar after Luke Shaw unleashed a firecracker from 25 yards out.
Well, after an onslaught from Aston Villa over the last 5 minutes has been superb for Man United. An opportunity, Fernandes, it falls to him on the 18-yard area, he gets his shot away. I think it was just missing the outside post, but Matty Cash wasn't to know that. He got his body in the way, great clearance from him. What a strike from Luke Shaw. That is as pure as it gets, and it needs that tip over the top of the crossbar.
Luke Shaw hasn't scored this season. His only FA Cup goal was against Derby County 2 years ago. And he's going to take this corner on this near side. It's another one for Manchester United, who lead by a goal to nil, courtesy of the 8th minute goal from Scott McTominay. Mike Oliver just having a little word with Scott McTominay and Tyrone Mings, who are congregating inside the 6-yard area. It was a tactic for the first goal, actually, for everybody to bunch around Emi Martinez to try and stop him from being able to come block one or two of those Aston Villa defenders and the goalkeeper into a really difficult area, and then leave the space for them to build something on the edge of the box. They did that and scored from the second phase. Here is the cross from Shaw, right under the goalkeeper, who very quickly shoves his arms into the air, grabs it from the sky and pulls it away from the head of Victor Lindelof.
Well, if there was a problem with Martinez and having bodies around him, well, he's just proved everybody wrong there, because he got himself out of the way, he used his strength, got his arms up higher than everybody else, plucked that one out of the sky. Luke Shaw's ball was actually what he was trying to do. He was trying to put it on top of the goalkeeper.
Bruno Fernandes has just edged Matt Targett towards the referee review area, which is the area where the VAR monitor is, just off the pitch, away to our down in front of us, but to the Aston Villa left. Targett has been given a foul. Aston Villa have been given the ball. And certainly Fernandes did have absolutely zero intention of playing the ball. It was a little bit naughty, but nothing too much to worry about. No yellow card or anything like that. 5 minutes to go before half-time. It's 1-0 to Manchester United, and Martinez trying to play out from the back. He's getting pressed high up by Fernandes, Rashford and Cavani, and the crowd quite like that. They don't like the fact that they've beaten the press and now they've got three men the wrong side of the ball. Here come Aston Villa, down the right side. Buendia has it. Infield it goes towards Watkins, and before it can reach Cash, it's cleared away. But Douglas Luiz has won it in front of Fernandes. And now Aston Villa have it again inside opposition territory.
And that's where Manchester United, Sam, get their press wrong. They need to work on it a lot more than what I've just seen there. Your front three players are all going as one. They work it out to the right-hand side. And Luke Shaw is 60 yards away from Marcus Rashford.
Ball sent over the top, and it's gone behind. So the problem there is that they've gone in a three,
yes,
instead of going all together.
Absolutely, so 100%.
So if everybody comes up and does it, then there's an opportunity to squeeze Aston Villa and stop them from being able to play out.
Without a doubt.
If you leave them the area in between the midfield and the forwards vacant, there's space for Martinez or whoever to play the ball into, and those three players that were pressing on their own are now out of the game.
And this is why we say play through the lines. If you stop teams from playing through the lines and you're on the press, you're on the front foot, you win the ball higher, you've got more bodies in the opposition's half to then go and attack yourself, but you can't do it in twos and threes. Ranić said he's walked through the door, and that's something that he's worked on, but you can't do it if only three players are switched on to go and do the press. Everybody has to be on the same page.
Crikey, no wonder Ralph, he's only been here 42 days, but he seems a little bit jaded by the whole experience so far. And the good news is that this week, apparently, Edinson Cavani walked into his room and said, "Don't worry, I'm going to stay till the end of the season." Here is Targett, attacked down the left-hand side, but Greenwood manages to get it. I mean, Victor Lindelof, under no pressure, has just hoiked the ball out into this south stand. He had all the time in the world there just to, stop, pause, think about where he's going to play the ball. He didn't, he just kicked it away.
Communication from your centre-half or even your goalkeeper, just to shout time so he can have a touch on the ball, he can get his head up. Yes, there was nobody further forward, but don't just kick it out of touch.
Manchester United have done pretty well in the FA Cup recently. They've won the last 9 FA Cup home games. Here's Cavani running through the centre. Bit of space for him to manoeuvre into. He's played it square to Shaw. 3 of them inside the box. One of them is Rashford at the far post. Can't pick him out. Too close to Martinez, who in his dark emerald green comes out, collects the ball, bowls it out to Buendia, who immediately evades Cavani, slaloms up to the halfway line, gives it to Ramsey. He gets it caught between his legs. It's turned over again. Greenwood takes on Douglas Luiz. There's a tangle. The ball runs loose. Rashford's got it. He's fouled. Free kick. And that's a good 10 yards back from the edge of the penalty area. I don't know if it's shooting territory, but it might be, you know.
Well, the number 7's not on the football field, so it's down to somebody else. And that man who's maybe just been fouled might get his opportunity. Marcus Rashford from what? 25 yards, would you say this is, Sam? Bruno Fernandes probably going to stand over the top of this one as well, but we know that Rashford's got that dipping free kick, the knuckleball, if you like. It's another opportunity.
Well, actually, I think that the foul was perpetrated a couple of yards further on. They've taken it right back, and it's now exactly 30 yards from goal.
Well, we know he's got a rocket of a shot if it is going to be Rashford. It's just whether or not
Fernandes maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. And the two players have stood over this ball, so they've both got an opportunity.
Both standing over it. There's a 5-man Aston Villa wall and then a 3-man Manchester United one. It's Rashford who shoots straight into it, and it comes bouncing out towards the far side of the left. Recycled by Shaw. Poor execution. Out to the wide left. Greenwood into the near post. Away by Target. Unchallenged. It goes out to the far side. Collected now by Shaw, who turns very quickly. Wins the ball back. There's space down the left. Instead he tries to get the cross in. Goes back to McTominay, who's shot from the edge of the area. Is thundered towards goal and saved by Emi Martinez. A minute before half-time. Well, it was a bit of a waste of a free kick, but they still managed to conjure a chance.
It was a really poor free kick. But what an opportunity. Look, if you've already scored and that ball comes to you at the edge of the area, then why not take the volley on? I was shaking my head before he kicked it, but what a super strike from McTominay.
1-0 to Manchester United. You're listening to Talk Sport. We've got just 1 minute before the conclusion of the first 45 minutes. The 45 minutes that's raced by, live and exclusive to national radio. You can't hear it anywhere else. And we have been delighted to bring it to you. And thank you very much for tuning in tonight. And if you haven't got our app, by the way, the Talk Sport app, well, you'll need it for the 4th round, let me put it that way. Here is Rashford taking the ball out from the sky, darting infield. It's cut out by Ramsey and turned over by Aston Villa. And space here for Watkins to run into. He plays it forward. It takes a little deflection. Not the cleanest of balls up to Cash, but Shaw has managed to recover and get into a left full-back position. He's given it to Rafael Varane, and Manchester United should survive the latest attack from Aston Villa. McTominay. Forward up over the halfway line. Rashford. Will a offside flag go up here? They've allowed it to go on. Rashford's taken it down, run towards the edge of the box, played it towards the far post, and there is Cavani, got it stuck under his boot, sets up Fernandes, right-footed, and he played it with the outside of his boot, really. There was a left footer, really, that he needed to apply to that, but Cavani, a little stumble beforehand, took the momentum out of the attack, and when he set it back for Fernandes, he needed to be a little bit more precise.
Two great opportunities for Manchester United. Lovely diagonal pass across to Marcus Rashford. Great run from Bruno Fernandes through the centre of the 18-yard area. It should have been played into his path first time. Rashford tries to take his player on, gets it completely wrong. The next one falls to Cavani. Know your players. He must know that Bruno Fernandes is a right-footed player. Don't play it to his left foot. You know, if you've got to do something, take it to the byline, try and cross it into the 6-yard box. Fernandes is just trying to something with the outside of his right foot. We know he's got the quality to do it, but he's not got that confidence at the moment to do that.
Fred, moving up to halfway, plays it left to Cavani. It's been a game of a number of chances, many more chances than the scoreboard gives you the impression. Varane nips in ahead of Watkins, plays it wide. It's collected by Dalot, who's recovered from his ailments, plays it on midway inside the Villa half. Cutting in from the right is Rashford. He motors towards the edge of the penalty area, sets it back for Fernandes, who clips it. I mean, it's a nothing ball from Fernandes, headed away by Cash. Fred manages to pick up the second ball. Fernandes back left again to Shaw. Shaw with a chance to get it into the area, doesn't do so. Cuts it back. Fred, now Fernandes again, needs a better delivery this time. Aims it towards Rashford. Mings reads it, heads it clear. It's picked up by Target, who thrashes it towards the halfway line and away from harm's way as far as Aston Villa are concerned. We've got 3 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. We've played 90 seconds of that already. And I think Steven Gerrard will be pleased with the way his team have reacted, but be a little bit frustrated that they've also given up chances.
Yeah, they have. They've played some really good football. They've got into some good areas. The opportunity where Ollie Watkins has hit the crossbar, I mean, that has to go down as probably one of the best chances they've had in this first 45 minutes. The one from McGinn at the edge of the area, what a super strike. Well, you've seen the good of Manchester United is going forward. After 7 minutes, I thought, the floodgates are going to open. I thought we were going to get a hat full of goals. Hasn't been the case. And it's just been to that lack of quality in the final third.
Well, they might have an opportunity here. Fernandes is lifted over the top of the Villa defence, and Rashford is racing clear into the 18-yard box. Took too long to square it. When he did, it was a little bit half-hearted. But the Villa defence got back, and Cash was able to clear. But McTominay's picked it up again. Left-footed drives towards the far corner. But he's well wide of target, and it goes out for a goal kick. But Emi Martinez is complaining because he had all sorts of red running towards him. And in the end, it was only because Rashford just went on too long.
Yeah.
That they managed to stem the flow.
It was one touch too many. It just got away from Rashford a little bit. He didn't get any purchase on the cross or cross-come shot, whatever it was in the end. He's just driving, go right into the centre of the goal, but he doesn't. It becomes a cross-come shot. He's hoping to try and pick somebody out rather than picking him out.
Great first half in terms of entertainment factor for the neutral. Manchester United haven't really had too much to shout about recently, but it will certainly improve the mood around Old Trafford that they're leading at the break. Well, for now anyway, let's not pretend that they had it all their own way. Aston Villa will be a little bit disappointed that they aren't level. 45 minutes to go. We can't wait. Stick around with us. It's Manchester United 1, Aston Villa 0. Well, Aston Villa will want a fast start to the second 45, but not too fast. Aston Villa boss Steven Gerrard was once sent off. In fact, in March 2015 he was sent off after just 38 seconds coming on as a half-time substitute for Liverpool against Manchester United. He played them 35 times in all competitions. He won 13, drew 2, he lost 20 of them. There's only one team he faced more, that was Chelsea. And as we get underway in the second half, he will know how difficult this place is to come and win at. Or historically, that has been the case. But this season, Mickey, that hasn't always been true, has it?
No, absolutely not. No.
It certainly showed enough in the first half to suggest that they might well test Manchester United.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, the performance, the energy levels that they've shown us, Sam, as well, the quality just has to be better in that final third because they got themselves into some great areas. I just wondered before this game started, Sam, after seeing the Wolves performance, whether Aston Villa might have actually gone to play with two wing-backs. They haven't done that, but they've still got themselves into some really good areas in wide positions and put some nice balls into the box.
No changes at half-time for either of these two teams. So Manchester United with De Gea in goal. Dalot is still at right back despite the injury. Lindelof, Varane and Shaw. Fred and McTominay. Greenwood, Fernandes and Rashford behind Cavani in attack. For Villa, in white shirts and claret shorts, attacking the scoreboard and in the second half, it's Martinez in goal. Cash, Konsa, Mings and Target. Douglas Luiz at the base of the midfield with McGinn and Ramsey. And then Buendia behind Watkins and Ings, who has the ball down this near side. Back to Cash, right side of the area. Onto Watkins, low cross into the box, takes a deflection off Varane, stops it from going for a corner, gives it to Shaw, and Fred plays it out into Fernandes, whose ball again given away cheaply. He gives it away too much. It's not precise enough sometimes with his pass. It's become a real familiar feature of his game, and I know that Manchester United's technical staff, speaking to Paul Pogba, have said to him on a couple of occasions, you get a lot of stick ball, but you give the ball away less than Fernandes does.
And it's in his own half where it becomes an issue. Okay, if you're giving the ball away in the final third and you're trying one of those worldy passes that we know he's got in the locker, but when you're giving the ball away and you're trying to build up a counter-attack, it becomes a problem.
Given away by McGinn straight to Cavani, and Manchester United are on the attack, and this is where Fernandes can do some damage. Left side of the area into Rashford. Well, I mean, I don't even know what Rashford was trying to do there, but I'm guessing he just tried to play it off Douglas Luiz and put it behind and away for a corner, which he has successfully attempted to do.
I'm just thinking that if you're a striker in that situation there, Sam, you get your body in the way of a centre-half. You say, right, I'm going to shield this ball away from you. You're not going to get anywhere near it. He's tried an audacious flick with the outside of his right foot, which really hasn't come off. It's never on. Fernandes has a scoop across to him with his left foot. And he's hardly attempted, really, to get anywhere near the ball.
It's a difficult ball to deal with, but I mean, that's the issue. Sometimes they need to be a little bit more crisper when they're in those areas. Manchester United 1, Aston Villa 0. 48 minutes gone, ball in towards the near post, stooping low to head it away was Ollie Watkins. Comes out as far as Diego Dallo, who is midway between the edge of the D and the penalty area, and he scoops the ball forward to Greenwood, whose shot is low and trickling into the arms of the goalkeeper Emi Martinez, away to our left-hand side, and Aston Villa will be able to clear. This is not Ralph Rangnick's first experience of the FA Cup, despite what you may have heard. As a student, when he was at Sussex University, he travelled to Wembley to watch the 1980 FA Cup final. Do you remember who was in there?
1980?
Yeah.
I wasn't born.
West Ham United and Arsenal. Trevor Brookings scored the winner for second division West Ham. See, it's not a new thing that Arsenal go out to teams below them. Ball played forward by Fernandes, up towards Greenwood, a little flick of the heels, away by Mings, who was under pressure, collected by Cash right side, he clips it forward, the ball stayed in and Varane brings it down. And he would have known even from then that upsets do happen and that every game in England is a contest. And it's certainly been a contest so far this evening. We've played 3 minutes of the second half. Shaw and McGinn having a bit of a Anglo-Scots contest on this near side, arms in the air. Eventually the throw-in is given to Aston Villa. Steven Gerrard just having a word with Douglas Luiz in the heart of midfield, an area where they have improved since his arrival. Hooked forward by Douglas Luiz, high up towards the edge of the 18-yard box, cleared away by Varane, comes down to Buendia, helped on to Cash. Cash now trying to go past Shaw. Agricultural. Yes. Stood there, blocked him, used his arm. He's complaining, but it's a free kick.
Knows that the wide player's got the better of him. He knows he's going to just flick the ball around him and then run the either side. Luke Shaw just makes himself as big as he possibly can. It's okay giving cheap fouls away, Sam, if you give them around the centre circle, but not where it gives Aston Villa the opportunity to put the ball in the area. Certainly early on in the second half, where they've started a better Aston Villa, and it gives John McGinn the opportunity with that wonderful left foot of his just to whip one in near the penalty spot. And we know that Aston Villa set pieces, wide free kicks and corners.
McGinn deep towards the far post, looking for Ezri Konsa, who heads it back across goal, and Watkins is there to tuck it in. Maybe Ings got the final touch, but Aston Villa score another set piece. Danny Ings takes the acclaim, and Manchester United have been pegged back at Old Trafford. They threatened to score in the first half. It's taken them less than 5 minutes of the second to get on the scoreboard. It's United 1, Aston Villa 1.
Well, they just haven't come out the traps in the second half. Manchester United. Michael Oliver's gone across to the players now. I don't know, has this goal been given? I don't know what's happened. There's no flag gone up or anything like that. I think he's just waving the players on just to get back into their own half. But it's a kind of a floated left foot cross in from John McGinn. They don't pick up the players, Manchester United. They're querying two players in an offside position in a shove on Cavani. But it's not down to that. It's down to bravery, picking up your man, free player at the back stick, and a simple little tap into the back of the net. David De Gea found himself on the ground. He wasn't brave enough. Defenders weren't brave enough. Watkins was. And Danny Ings was the last man to get the touch on the ball there. It's a tight line, Sam, I have to say that. But
very tight. Because when Watkins hits it, is he in offside position, Ings?
He looks like he's in an offside position. But I just saw on a replay of Bruno Fernandes at the back stick, who might have just been playing him onside. I don't know if this is getting looked at.
Well, I mean, you don't know at Manchester United until they've done it, but actually he's now saying they're checking the goal. They don't tell you what for. I'm guessing it's for offside.
Yeah.
To me, because Ings touched it...
Was there a touch with his arm as well?
I don't know, but if Ings doesn't touch it, it's a Watkins goal and no one complains.
Yeah, absolutely. Or was the goalkeeper being impeded by Danny Ings? Well, we're having a look now.
Offside. He definitely gets to touch Danny Ings, and because he touches it, Bruno Fernandes is behind him, but he's behind the goalkeeper. So I'm not sure this is going to stand.
Well, they're still waiting. There's 2 or 3 Manchester United players around him.
He's offside.
He's in an offside position. Bruno Fernandes is further forward than him.
Watkins has a touch on the ball, which I think he does, then he's going to be ruled offside. If Watkins hasn't touched it at the near post and it's just gone past Ollie Watkins without any contact, then it will be given.
There's contact. There's contact with Ollie Watkins' foot there. No doubt about it. And if it's right to the rule, then this one should be chalked off.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be given. It looks offside to me. Is that your first reaction?
Yeah, well, initially I thought Fernandes was behind Danny Ings, but having seen it on 2 or 3 occasions since then, Fernandes is further forward, and it looks to me like he's in an offside position, because he makes the last touch.
This has taken a very, very long time. The fans don't know what's going on. Now the referee is being asked to look at the monitor. This is an offside decision. It's a matter of fact and geography, we're told. Why is he coming over to the monitor to delay it even further? Unless they're asking whether or not they can't make up their mind whether he's touched the ball, Watkins, or not.
How can somebody at Stockley Park not know that there was contact with that ball and make Michael Oliver go across to the monitor, just see it for himself? They should just be saying to Michael Oliver, look, the last touch was from Danny Ings, he's in offside position, the goal should be offside.
Well, if they don't know, there's no evidence to overturn the goal.
We're sitting here, we've got a small screen in front of us, I'm sure they've got more than us, and it has been given...
No. It's been chalked off.
As an offside.
Has been chalked off. It's offside.
Yeah. The right decision in the end, but absolutely crazy how long it took.
Well, with all due respect, Michael Oliver looked at one replay.
Yeah. Didn't even need to go over. As I said before, Stockley Park should have known there was contact made with that ball. Danny Ings was in an offside position. They should have been in his ear, say, right, you need to blow your whistle and give a free kick for offside. He had to come across to the monitor. It's delayed the game for 2 or 3 minutes, and that is the bit that we really do not like about VAR.
Well, the VAR today is Darren England in Stockley Park. We'll get our intrepid producer on the case. Here is Rashford charging to the penalty area at the other end. Well, Ezri Konsa dived in there right on the edge of the penalty area. Aston Villa managed to clear it out towards the near side, and it's out for a throw-in. Let me just clarify. It's Manchester United 1, Aston Villa 0. The goal that was scored by Danny Ings has been ruled out for offside. Here he is on the halfway line, towards the right. And I wonder whether or not he'll look back at that and think, maybe I shouldn't have touched it, and it would have been 1-1.
It's instinct, isn't it, Sam? I think when you're in that position, you see the ball going towards goal, you just want to try and get a little bit of contact on it. Bruno Fernandes, in the last couple of minutes, he's had a complaint to the assistant referee.
Well, John McGinn's getting a bit spicy here. He's wired it on Fred. He's squared up to Rashford. He's had a few words at the fourth official, and now he's gone wiring in on a tackle on the Brazilian. He thought he was hacked down by Fernandes before that. He's reacted badly, and Michael Oliver's got a bit of sorting out to do.
It's starting to get fiery, and they're frustrated, the Aston Villa players, because they think they should be on level terms. And I mentioned Fernandes on 2 or 3 occasions. He's put in a couple of little late challenges. The crowd have started to get themselves wound up, the Aston Villa side of things, and then John McGinn got a little shove in his shoulder. He went down, and 20 seconds later he gets the chance to put a challenge on Fred, a really strong challenge. I think Michael Oliver's got to try and have a look at himself now, just say, right, I need to calm things down here.
I don't think he can have a go at Michael Oliver. He gives the goal because he thought it was a goal, and it needs VAR to clarify the offside decision. The VAR taking too long has caused the frustration amongst the supporters and the Aston Villa players.
Happens too many times. It's crazy, and that's what frustrates us supporters, media people who are in the stadiums trying to commentate on the games. Make the decision. They have got all of the technology in front of them. If they can't see that, they shouldn't be in that room in the first place.
But they're afraid to make the decision. That's the issue.
But they've got to do it, Sam. They have to do it.
03717 2233 44. That's the number to call if you want to have a word with Jordan Jarrett Bryan and Perry Groves tonight, straight after we finish here, the Sports Bar. We'll get the interviews with Stephen Gerrard and Ralph Rangnick live into that show as well. But there's still a lot of football to go between now and then. 33 minutes of regulation time to play, and Aston Villa are on the attack, shooting from left to right in this second half. Live on TalkSport. John McGinn with his hands in the air, plays it short to Douglas Luiz. He sends it long towards the far side looking for Matt Targett, who's made a dart down the left, a looping header goalwards, and David De Gea will gratefully take that out of the sky and look to try and get it forward quickly, but he delays, waits, almost runs back a little bit like a quarterback waiting to be sacked, and then almost throws it straight to Ollie Watkins. It comes to Luke Shaw, who charges to the halfway line down the Manchester United left. He plays a delicate ball to the edge of the area, but Mings is alert to the danger and manages to clear, and then Ramsey turns it over. Slaloms up to the halfway line, manages to catch it forward into the path of Watkins, gets it back again, couldn't receive it and take it in his stride, and Manchester United recover the ball once again. Well, just turn the temperature up inside Old Trafford once more. Oh my word, what a poor ball that was by Dalot. Straight to McGinn inside his own half. out to Ramsey. Ramsey weaves away from Fernandez into Ings, pokes it through to McGinn, who's wrong side of the defender, tries to play it towards the near post, plays it against his international colleague and out for a corner to a bubbling Aston Villa, who have started to realise that they need to be a little bit more urgent, and encouraged by their supporters away to our right, they are testing Manchester United's resolve.
13 minutes into the second half and Manchester United have not got themselves out of second gear. They're giving the ball away, they're giving Aston Villa the opportunity to get on the front foot. They've been excellent since they came back out.
Corner on the far side, taken to Buendia, short, goes back to McGinn, closed down by Fred. Bounces about 10 yards outside the area where Cash receives it, onto Buendia, down the left for Ings. Ings across the face of goal. He can't reach De Gea, even if beat De Gea, even if he had it done, he would have found himself the victim of an offside flag. Quick release by De Gea, but no one can get on the end of it in red. Martinez sweeps up and Aston Villa have the ball, and they're the dominant force in the game at the moment. We've got 30 minutes to go. You're listening to Talk Sport. Manchester United are leading here, but only just. Aston Villa have had the better chances in that first half, and they've had the ball in the net at the start of the second half. They thought they'd scored, they haven't. It's been ruled out by the video assistant referee after about a day and a half. Here's Ings though, going through the centre this time, and the offside flag has stayed down. He scooped it over the top of the goalkeeper, and this time Ollie Watkins has tapped it in, and the offside flag has gone up a lot quicker. A lot quicker.
They get a decision right, and they do it very quickly. The assistant referee is in line with Danny Ings, who makes that run. It's a tight run, I have to say.
Might be a big problem here for Victor Lindelof, who seems to have collided with the upright on the way through to goal to try and prevent Ollie Watkins from scoring. He didn't, but he hurt himself in the process, and he's gone down behind the goal away to our right-hand side. Have a quick look at this move here, Mickey, as they come forward. Ings offside in the first place. He was ahead of the last defender, who was Lindelof, so the right decision has been made.
It was the right decision, but I have to say, if he was, and he found himself onside after the deflection into Watkins's path, he was onside and did the right thing and stuck the ball in the back of the net. But as Lindelof was sliding back to keep that ball out, he's just collided with a post. I think we've seen that on a couple of occasions this season, and some nasty ones as well, but
well, it was tripped towards goal. Watkins got there ahead of him. That shouldn't have happened anyway. And he went straight at the post, and he collided with his knee. And Victor Lindelof, well, he's hurt himself.
Yeah, it's nasty. It's a nasty collision with the post there. He couldn't really get out of the way. He's trying to help his team out to try and keep the ball out of the Manchester United goal. And his thigh just batters against that post because he's got nowhere else to go, and you can just see his head just pull back.
Well, I remind you, as Adrian Doran has mentioned a couple of times tonight, there's no centre-back on the bench, and Harry Maguire, who apparently is here, is not fit enough to play this evening. So they need Lindelof to get back and moving again, particularly in great shape as he rather gingerly gets to his feet and ambles towards the left-hand side. But here come Villa again, and Danny Ings trying to bring the ball down in behind Scott McTominay, who's filling in at centre-back. Buendia trying to win it on the edge of his own penalty area. It's a real fight for Manchester United to just get out of their own half at the moment, Mickey. It's back to the wall stuff, and certainly they're turning the temperature up. Aston Villa, they want a loose ball inside the box. It's rolled back to Buendia. It's inside the area. He's got the wrong side of McTominay, who's recovered and managed to take it out towards the corner flag, and then just kicks it down the right flank and away to safety, and Fernandez, who again just gives the ball away.
What are they doing? They take nothing away from Aston Villa. They've been absolutely top class. We came out for the second half and they're doing everything right, trying to get themselves back on level terms. I'd love to have a hot spot on Bruno Fernandes' positioning from the first half to the second half. I don't think he's been out of Manchester United's half in the first 15 minutes since we've come out. He's helping out defensively. He's given the ball away every single time he's had it. They look as if they're at 6s and 7s, and this is what I'm talking about, the coaching. Organise your team, be hard to beat, you're in front, start to control the football match. You're playing at home, let's not forget that.
That's all they said in the first few weeks of the Rangnick reign, the message.
No
I spoke to
organisation.
him, you've spoken to him. The thing he sort of tries to impress on you straight away, we want control in the game. This isn't Ole Gunnar Solskjaer performance.
It's not there. There's no discipline. The players are doing what they want to do. This is exactly what happened in the Wolverhampton Wanderers game, in the Liverpool game, in the Manchester City game. They're playing as individuals. They've lost their concentration. This interim manager who's walked through that door, knows he's got serious problems, because if he's going to get a tune out of a team, he's got to pick 11 that he can trust. There's not 11 players out there he can trust.
The issue is, he doesn't really have anything on the bench that you could turn to and go, but I've got a Ronaldo on the bench, injured. I've got Sancho on the bench, injured. I haven't got anything on the bench that you could turn to with any real sort of...
There's nothing.
Faith that someone's going to come on and make an impact. Lingard, possibly. He hasn't really done it this season when he's coming off the bench, apart from early in the season. Here's Ings, ball simply thrown down the right-hand side. He's reacted quickly, won the ball, played it infield. Buendia's beaten to it, and Manchester United scramble it to the edge of their own penalty area, and then they get it to halfway. But it's won very quickly by Ezri Konsa, because Greenwood couldn't hold on to it. And he's evaded the challenge of Cavani, and he's motored into the penalty area. It's Ezri Konsa to shoot from the left-hand side down the channel before he gets to the 6-yard box, but he ran 30-40 yards with the ball, Mickey Gray.
Just waiting for Aston Villa to get the equalising goal, because at the moment they thoroughly deserve it. Stephen will be thrilled to pieces for the reaction from his players. He's probably took them in at half-time and said, look, keep doing the things that you are doing. They'll run out of steam. Man United will give us 45 minutes. That's all they've done in the performances that I've seen under Ralph Rangnick. We've got 45 minutes in the first half. They got away with it. Aston Villa had some very good opportunities. If this continues, they're going to turn this deficit round. They haven't even got themselves on the score sheet yet, and I'm saying Aston Villa look favourites to win this football match.
They've given the ball away again. Manchester United, Fred has just dived in on Douglas Luiz. He's going to give away a free kick. It's going to be a yellow card for Fred as well. The first one of the evening. They've lost their discipline, they've lost their shape, and Aston Villa are determined to take full advantage of it. And Ralph Rangnick needs to make a substitution probably just to add a little bit of control into that midfield. I wouldn't be too surprised if they decided to bring on Nemanja Matic just to get hold of the ball.
A calming influence, because that's exactly what they need, someone with a little bit of experience. I mean, you can look at Van der Beek. Is he the type of person that you bring on in a game like this when the back's against the wall? Do you need somebody else? You need a little bit more energy up front? I keep questioning, why is Jesse Lingard not getting a chance in this Manchester United 11?
25 minutes to go, and Manchester United lead by 0-0 live on TalkSport, and it's a free kick for Aston Villa. Dead centre of the United half, whipped in by Buendia to McGinn, who delivers a cross, and it's come out. Cavani brings it away, but very quickly loses the ball to Ramsey. He wins it back again, ahead of Buendia, up to Rashford. Can he hold on to it? No. Straight back to Buendia. Here is Watkins, towards the edge of the centre circle. Ramsey has it now. Aston Villa in control of the game. Konsa. That's just a terrible challenge by Rashford. Straight in on Konsa, misses the ball. He's lucky not to be booked.
You look at the body language. Look at the body language of the Manchester United player. They look as if they're dead on the feet. Absolutely shattered. Marcus Rashford again. That's 2 times now. The Fernandes cross that came into the 6-yard box, did not want to know anything about it. Tried to flick it over the top of him. Again, he tries to make a challenge there. He's not made up for these challenges. Get yourself in a position where you can get your body behind the player, make it hard for him to break you down. He comes to ground, he makes a silly challenge, doesn't give a free kick away, but it's just not a really good performance again from Manchester United, making crazy mistakes.
Ball's been sent wide out to the Aston Villa left. It's taken down by Matt Targett. Delivers it behind the defence. It's not a great clearance from Varane. Comes back to Cash on the edge of the box. Right-footed shot saved by De Gea and pushed behind and away for a corner. Well, it is coming. It is coming. And if Aston Villa don't get an equaliser in this game, it won't be for the want of trying.
Probably the most experienced player on the football field at the moment in Varane. Gets a chance to clear his lines, gets it completely wrong, falls to Matty Cash. Super strike from him, and yet again David De Gea coming up with an outstanding save to keep his side in front in this FA Cup tie.
You're listening to TalkSport. It's a corner to Aston Villa in front of the scoreboard end, away to our right there. Fans in fine voices. McGinn delivers it straight into the arms of David De Gea. And instead of calming things down, he bowls it out very quickly to Fred. Can they maximise this opportunity? Fred being pursued by Watkins is under pressure. He gave the ball away and Targett's got it back again. And Aston Villa look to build yet another attack. You're listening to live coverage of the FA Cup on TalkSport, thanks to Neutrogena T-Gel Therapeutic Shampoo. Always read the label.
Brilliant.
Ramsey, he's been fouled by Luke Shaw. It was a lovely little intricate set of play by Aston Villa, popping the ball off Ramsey into Buendia, a back heel, and as Ramsey got the return, Luke Shaw went steaming in, mistimed his challenge, and gets a yellow card.
Great play from Jacob Ramsey. Driving from that midfield area, a couple of little givers and goes, wanted to show that desire to get on the end of the ball, and Luke Shaw only had one option. He had to foul him, because if he flicks that ball around him, he's in 1v1.
Douglas Luiz takes the free kick quickly. Cash has been played inside the area, and he got bumped over by Luke Shaw, but it was definitely a dive, and it goes out for a goal kick away to our right hand side. And after the dive that we saw down at the Brentford Community Stadium by Trezeguet, I think it would be quite good not to see any more of those. Matty Cash obviously didn't get the memo.
But in this instance, Sam, okay, David De Gea, a minute and a half ago, threw the ball over to the right-hand side and gave it to Fred just to try and keep the tempo going. He's an experienced man. He knows that his side are really struggling at the moment. Calm things down, take a breath. 6 or 7 seconds, just hold on to that ball, get everybody back in the positions. You see them now, they're getting outrun in every position on the football field. That midfield area is a big concern right now.
Watkins getting there ahead of Varane. Manchester United just look as if they are panicking. Here is McGinn into Buendia, lots of space. Ramsey on the far side. On the overlap is Matt Targett. They use him now. Ball back into the centre. It wasn't a great ball by Targett. It was cut out by Manchester United and cleared away. Lindelof, by the way, is back on the pitch. Dalot sliding into a challenge, going into Matt Targett. Targett goes down and claims that he's badly hurt by that challenge from Dalot. And is Dalot going to be the latest number of the Manchester United back line to get a yellow card? I think he's going to escape this time. Oh no, he isn't. It's a yellow card for him as well.
Yeah, he picked up, 3 yellow cards in the last 5 minutes, I think.
That tells its own story, really, doesn't it?
Well, it does. Good play from Targett. He's not the type of player for me who would stay down on the ground if he wasn't hurt. Dalot doesn't get enough of the ball there. It is a foul. And again, it's in those wide areas where Man United are struggling right now for Aston Villa to put the ball in another danger area.
Ball is sent forward by Douglas Luiz, deep towards the far post, looking for Cash. It's headed down, and Ramsey manages to get something on it. Manchester United are able to clear. Rashford again, giving the ball away to Targett. And here's Watkins on the edge of the area. Now on to Cash. Cash trying to weave his way into the box. Clear, sends the ball across the face of goal, cleared by Lindelof. Back to Watkins, who tries to curl one Michael Olise style towards the far post, and it goes behind and out for a goal kick. Rafael Varane has just turned round to the scoreboard end and said, come on, give us some support. He's turned round to his teammates. He's trying to engender some sort of spirit. This is a guy who's won the World Cup, the Champions League and everything else there is to win, and he's looking around at the moment saying, come on, we need to raise it.
You'll get some support if you start playing a lot better and stop giving the ball away, and he's being culprit of it himself. Marcus Rashford, I'm sorry, waving your arms around, I'm sorry mate, but if you keep giving the ball away like that, then it's a matter of time before you're off this football field. It's happened too many times this season. Body language is absolutely shocking at the moment, not just from him but from a lot of these Manchester United players. Their performance in this second half has been absolutely awful. There's another one, Luke Shaw. This England's left back. Do me a favour, this is terrible. Great from Aston Villa, take nothing away from them. They've been absolutely fantastic. They've come out at half-time, they've been brilliant. But this Man United team at the minute, they're all over it. And that's why I said, Sam, in the games that I've seen, they play as individuals. That's not a team out there. They're playing for themselves. And it is not good enough.
Edison Cavani is off and Donny van de Beek is on. So certainly a change in the way that Manchester United are going to shape up. I wonder if Fernandes is going to go out to the left and Rashford is going to go down the middle, or maybe Fernandes will go down the middle. But Donny van de Beek is on in the centre of the Manchester United midfield to supplement Fred, and McTominay might play a little bit further on than that. Maybe they'll play with 2 wide forwards in Greenwood and Rashford and a box in midfield. We shall see. But that's the first change from Ralph Rangnick with 17 and a bit minutes to go. By the way, if you have just tuned in, you're listening to us and you're thinking, Manchester United are stinking the joint out tonight. These boys are giving them a bit of a hard time. They are leading by a goal to nil, but they scored in the 8th minute, and I don't think they've tested Emi Martinez since, have they?
No, I think Scott McTominay with the volley from the edge of the area.
Cavani did have one chance in the first half, didn't he, which Martinez saved. Here's Fernandes, has the right side. Greenwood takes it on, gets it onto his left foot, drives the ball goal, was no power behind it. It's a powder-puff effort, which is easily collected by Emi Martinez.
It's so tame. I mean, they work it really well, actually, Man United. It's probably their best move of the second half. They work it well over to the right-hand side with Mason Greenwood. And it's just such a tame effort from somebody who's got a wonderful left foot. He keeps his strikes low, but he got no pace on that one. It was kind of thinking in the back of your mind, just hit the target, and then nobody will complain in the stands at me.
You'll be able to have your say straight after this game. 03717 223344. That's the number to call to get through the sports bar tonight. Fernandes helps it on for Greenwood. Greenwood is in behind the defence. He's racing clear into the area. Left-footed save by Martinez. Does anyone want to follow up? Marcus Rashford doesn't follow up.
Unbelievable.
The ball's loose inside the box and he doesn't chase after it.
I cannot believe what I've just seen. And we're just seeing another replay of it now. Marcus Rashford, he turns his body away from the Aston Villa goal before Martinez is actually picked the ball up. Yes, okay. He was probably waiting from the pass from Mason Greenwood, who's done fantastic. Lovely through ball from Fernandes. Gets himself in the 18-yard box. Again, it's a tame shot. But I'm not having that from a player. Turning your back before the goalkeeper's picked the ball up.
Fernandes.
Wow.
Well, he dropped it, by the way, for the goalkeeper. Here is Fernandes in the dead centre of the United midfield. Sends it left. It's repelled by Cash. Comes back out to Rashford. Rashford onto Fernandes. Fernandes is offside.
Oh, he's got to change it, Sam. I'm sorry, I'm not Manchester United manager or anything like that, but I can see when somebody is having a bad time. Marcus Rashford.
What do you put it down to? I mean, this has been going on for 18 months
Sam,
now.
you cannot put that down to anything other than he doesn't want to run around. You can have a bad first touch, you can have a really bad game. Keep giving the ball away.
That's not
you
Marcus
show an
Rashford,
effort and
though,
try.
Yeah,
he is not running around.
So
that is as bad as I've seen. What he's just done there is terrible. You do not do that on a football pitch. Turn your back.
Do you think he's suffering mentally? Is he suffering from the fact that he had injuries and was playing through the pain barrier and he just can't get himself right? What is it? Because there's something. He looks. I mean, look, he's coming over towards this near side. He looks like he's given up.
Yeah, and I've said it before. 15 minutes ago.
I feel sorry for him a little bit because he looks to me as if he's carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders, and he's struggling. He's struggling mentally to get into the game.
If you feel sorry for him and you think he's struggling, and he comes out on social media and he gives us almighty quotes, I want to prove to everybody I want to be a Manchester United player. Well, I'm sorry, I ain't seeing it now.
He needs to be substituted because he's not contributing.
If he's got a problem, look, I'll hold my hands up and I'll say I'm wrong. But that's Manchester United, and he's got a chance of scoring a goal. Goalkeeper spills it. You turn your back. No.
Maybe he's struggling with the spotlight that has befallen him because of all of the off-the-field issues, the missed penalty in the European Championships. Maybe he didn't really envisage that he would end up taking on the government as he did during the pandemic. Maybe that has eventually taken its toll. But his football career is stalling. Here is Watkins down the right, onto Ings, trying to play a reverse ball towards the edge of the penalty area. It's cleared away by Shaw. Rashford rises, heads the ball forward, but it's mopped up quickly. He now chases it, wins it, plays it back to McTominay, crunched by Konza, wants a free kick. Van der Beek gets hold of it inside centre field, plays it wide to the right. Now Greenwood comes forward. 1-0 to Manchester United with 14 to play on TalkSport in the FA Cup third round for the right to play Middlesbrough at home in the next round. In by Greenwood towards Rashford. He's made a dart into the box. A little flick by Buendia takes the ball out wide to Ings. They feel as if there's something in this for them. Watkins trying to get away from Fred. Referee says play on despite an arm going up and just catching Fred. Douglas Luiz through the centre circle. He's got Ings in front of him. There's a gap forming. Out on the right is McGinn. McGinn now trying to get back to the edge of the penalty area. Cuts in left-footed. Drives the ball into the box. It's put it away with the head by Varane. Varane gets it as far as the halfway line, and Konza finds Mings, and Aston Villa come again. 13 to go. TalkSport at Old Trafford. Mings. Oh dear. That was Ming in down the left side. Out of play, straight out of play from Tyrone Mings.
Very good, Sam. But again, you know, it's working over on this right-hand side. John McGinn, he chops that one onto his left foot. He has a chance to go to the byline. It's just that final decision why Aston Villa haven't got themselves back on level terms. I'm so surprised Man United have only made one substitution. Ralf Rangnick is in that technical area having a look at what is in front of him. He can see the players are out on their feet. They're absolutely shattered.
What would you do?
You've got, well, I know you've mentioned the bench on a couple of occasions, but you mentioned Matic. This game is going away from Man United. They are so lucky to be in front 1-0. You've got to put Matic on there, use his experience, just to try and calm things down. David De Gea, on a couple of occasions, throwing the ball as soon as it goes in his hands. Slow yourselves down.
Rashford plays it into Fernandes. The return ball to Rashford wasn't good enough from Fernandes. It's mopped up by Konsa, goes back to Martinez. I don't think Bruno Fernandes has been particularly good either tonight.
He's been awful. Certainly second half, giving the ball away so many times. I mean, he's playing as a centre forward now, really, isn't he?
Is it Anwar El Ghazi who's about to come on for Aston Villa? I think they sense that they can get something here. They just want to spice things up to get things moving again, because they want to try and test this rather fragile Manchester United confidence. United lead by a goal to nil, but that lead is so slender. It's wafer thin. The ball is down the right-hand side. Manchester United have the ball. It's picked up by Scott McTominay, who flies it out towards the near side. I mean, and it took off, flew to the Azores, and has disappeared into the Manchester United supporters away to our left. Emi Buendia is off, and El Ghazi is on. What's your reaction to that, Mickey Gray?
Yeah, well, we know what quality El Ghazi's got. He's certainly going to bring a lot more energy. I think Buendia's actually had a very good game. Stop-start career at Aston Villa, but he showed spells and in parts, really good play tonight. Could have got himself on the score sheet on a couple of occasions. Just trying to figure out where El Ghazi's going to actually take up a position. But he's certainly got the pace and the power to run it behind this Manchester United backline tonight.
We followed up with the PGMOL, by the way, and those in the VAR hub, and they cannot offer any more clarity right now. When they do, we will have it. This is Talk Sport.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. All the technology in the world and they can't give us an answer. Wow. Oh my goodness me.
Rashford's given the ball away again. Cash has nabbed it, played it into Watkins. It's left by McGinn. It might come through to Greenwood. Target makes sure he doesn't have an easy life. It's played forward to Fred though, and Fred has scooped the ball out to the right side where Fernandes is on the attack for Manchester United. He switched the ball back to the left towards Fred. It's too heavy and he's chasing down towards the corner flag just to try and keep it in. He just about does that, plays it against Ramsey and wins the corner away to our left hand side. A bit of respite for Manchester United. You're listening to live coverage of the FA Cup on TalkSport thanks to Neutrogena T-Gel Therapeutic Shampoo. Always read the label. Good job I didn't have a drink before we started.
Well, I must say, full credit to Fred. Still trying to chase things down. Yes, he gives the ball away on numerous occasions, but he is a trier. Fernandes just played him a ball into the corner, and the last thing he wants to do is run another 40 yards, but he's won his side a corner from keeping that ball in play.
Fernandes doing his laces up. Is told to get on with things by Michael Oliver, the referee. As United attack the Stretford end, they could do with a goal now just to settle a few nerves. Fernandes to take it. Van der Beek makes a move towards the near post. It's aimed towards the centre of the 6-yard area. Tyrone Mings wins the header unchallenged. It goes to halfway. It's popped back over the top by Shaw. Forward by McGinn. And Aston Villa with El Ghazi dab it back towards Douglas Luiz. Van der Beek puts himself about, wins the ball, gives it to Fernandes, gets it to Van der Beek again, who just shoves the ball away to Fernandes, who's shoved off the ball by Douglas Luiz. Is sent forward towards Ings, who's beaten the defender in the air, Dalot, and then can't get on the end of what was a loose ball before David De Gea came charging out, and Manchester United released Dalot on the far side and looked to go forward once again. It's 1-0 to Manchester United. You're listening to live coverage of the FA Cup on TalkSport. Darren Fletcher is screaming down the touchline to Jesse Lingard and trying to get him back to get on the field of play. I think they're going to make another change here, Manchester United. Maybe Elanga might be another option for them as well. They might make two changes here. And looks as if that is a possibility. Anthony Elanga, who has been linked with a loan move, this Swedish youngster. Meanwhile, the ball is out of play. Down in the front row of the Sir Alex Ferguson stand, that three-tier huge behemoth of a stand, which even from where we're sitting, and we're at the back of the main stand, you can't see the top tier because it goes so far into the dark night sky that we can only see the first two tiers of it. The ball's thrown in and then sent forward by Aston Villa. Down the left is El Ghazi, then Target in the centre. Ings rises but can't get a purposeful header on the ball, and it flicks out towards the corner flag. Cash has it now. Can he recycle it? Goes back to Douglas Luiz, who's been all action. He cuts infield, plays it to Jacob Ramsey, and Manchester United are hanging on to their lead with 7.5 minutes to go. Target, back to Watkins, and the pressure's only going to get more relentless as the time gets closer towards the 90 minutes. This tie's got to be settled tonight. If they do get an equaliser, we'll have extra time and possibly penalties for you here live on Talk Sport. Here is Greenwood, though, maybe trying to settle things, speeding forward at pace down the right side, finds Fernandes, who slows it down, waits for McTominay to join, and then United just keep hold of possession, which is a sensible thing to do. Take this thing out of the game.
30 minutes too late. That's what they needed to do when Aston Villa were on top and they were playing some great football and creating chances. They just needed to put their foot on the ball, the experienced guys, slow things down, and that's when things start to happen. You just get your breath back. They've not had a chance to do it.
McTominay exchanges passes with Shaw. The ball's played across the face of goal to Fernandes, who's 5 yards short of the penalty area. Instead of going forwards, he goes backwards. And then Dalot finds Shaw. Shaw runs into a bit of space. He's got Rashford to his left. He plays it to Rashford, who's inside the area. Low ball into the near post. He goes towards Van der Beek. It's stopped by the Aston Villa defence, and it's cleared by McGinn and Douglas Luiz up towards the halfway line. And it's scooped forward, high into the air, up over the halfway line, and cleared away by Manchester United.
They have to over the next couple of minutes, if they can do it and they get the chance, get your foot on the ball, calm things down. Luke Shaw working the ball really well over this time to Marcus Rashford, doing the right thing, putting the ball into the area, decent enough cross, and that's what he has to do a little bit more. If he's not going to score goals, he's got to start providing them from his teammates.
We have a response from the PGMOL.
Oh, well, I tell you, that didn't take long,
How's
did
your brain, by the way? Prepare for it to be scrambled. As guidance, the VAR perceived Ramsey to be in an offside position from the free kick, and that he blocks Cavani's ability to defend it. Therefore, it was recommended that Michael Oliver should go to the monitor.
But they didn't look at that. They didn't look at that when they showed the VAR, and that's what Michael Oliver was supposed to come across to the screen at the side of the pitch. We didn't even talk about Cavani because he wasn't even on the screen. It's ludicrous. It's a joke. You cannot do that in day and age. If you want to bring VAR in and you're making decisions like that,
maybe they've just got a different feed.
It's crazy.
Or maybe they're watching a different game.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, that's obviously what they've told us, that's what they think, but from our point of view, that doesn't look like it can possibly be the case. But anyway, look at that afterwards. There's changes here. Rashford is coming off now, and I think Bruno is coming off as well. The fans are not happy about that. They're singing Bruno, Bruno, Bruno. Rashford coming off, they get a clap, but it's going to be Lingard and Elanga to take over those roles that those two have been playing for the final 5 minutes as Manchester United try to get over the line here. And believe me, it will be getting over the line here. It's the equivalent of just about dipping as you reach the 100-metre line and getting a medal, because it hasn't been a very good Manchester United performance. They've done just enough.
Yeah, they have. Elanga gets his opportunity, and Jesse Lingard's. It's not long, 5 minutes and a little bit of added time to try and see out this tie if they possibly can. Probably the worst time in the world to come onto a game when your back's against the wall. It's so difficult. What can they actually do in 5 minutes? But the manager's asked them to go on, just to give them that little bit of energy which has been lacking in this second 45 minutes. Can you imagine, Sam, and it's an if at the moment, and it might happen if Aston Villa do get that equalising goal, we've got another 30 minutes. These players were out on their feet after 50 minutes. The Man United players, Aston Villa have been excellent in the second half, just needed that cutting edge.
Change for Aston Villa as well, and on comes Jaden Philogene-Badais down the right side. He's picked the ball up as he's replaced Jacob Ramsey. He tries to take on Fred, slips, plays it against Fred and wins the corner kick. Jaden Philogene-Badais has played in the Premier League for just 4 minutes, a couple of games in the EFL Cup, come up with an assist in that, scored twice in the EFL Trophy. He is only 19 years of age, and he's on at Old Trafford for the final few minutes as Aston Villa go in search of an equaliser. And here's a set piece. And Aston Villa are pretty good at those. Here's McGinn, left-footed, with the right hand in the air. He sends it long towards the far post. There was a push at that far post. Luke Shaw was involved in it. And there's an Aston Villa player down inside the 6-yard box. And the referee, Michael Over, has said play on.
Yeah, I don't think that's a foul for me. Luke Shaw, he runs around the outside of Conce. Yeah, he's got hold of his face, I think. But Luke Shaw, he's running on the blind side of him. There might have been a little bit of contact with his face, but no way, that's a penalty or a foul for me. Well, what does Steven Gerrard say at the end of this game? If the scoreline stays the way it is.
It's 3 defeats in a row, and arguably, I mean, they didn't play too badly against Chelsea. They should have won the game against Brentford, and they should have something here. What did you think of that? Was that a possible foul by Luke Shaw on Conte?
I think he just runs down the outside of him. Yes, his left arm's up a little bit. He does make contact with him. Conte's obviously played on the back of that.
His left arm's come out to try and block him, and it's hit him in the face.
Oh,
he's busted his nose, and it's bleeding. How is that not being checked by VAR as a potential penalty?
Well, if this goes to VAR, we might get it at about 12:15 tonight. So I don't know. We might have to wait and see for that one. If it goes into extra time, we might get a penalty in about 15 minutes. It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, I can see this contact. Conte's obviously felt the contact. He's got a busted nose. If it does go to VAR, and he sees that, Michael Oliver, and he's told in his ear, then I think there has to be a penalty.
Well, can you explain to me why that wouldn't be a penalty?
Absolutely. But look, the game's carrying on. It doesn't look like we're going to have the VAR. They have been an absolute disgrace tonight at Stockley Park. I don't know what is going on.
And it's just don't say it. Just don't. It's not worth discussing. Let's just move on quickly. Let's move on. Who would your man of the match be if you had to announce one, by the way?
Well, I normally look at the side who have won, and there's only one player it can be, which is David De Gea, because of the saves that he's made, and he's kept his side in it. I would not pick any Manchester United player whatsoever. I thought Buendia played very well when he was on the pitch. Danny Ings and Ollie Watkins thought they played really well. But they have to be an Aston Villa outfield player if it's going to be anybody.
All right, well, you can think about that, and we'll ask you again just after the full-time whistle, of course, which could be quite some time away.
No, absolutely.
But Aston Villa have got to get the ball forward, and at the moment they're having to defend because David De Gea has taken the goal kick and he's slammed it forward, but inevitably Aston Villa have it back again, and John McGinn has tossed it forward, and Ings is on the chase, and Lindelof is backpedaling into his own penalty area, takes hold of the ball, wide on the right, plays it forward to Greenwood miscontrols it, it's out for a throw-in. We've got 30 seconds of normal time to play. Manchester United, are they going to be lucky and hold on here? They're trying to put a load of negativity behind them. I'm not sure this is going to help, even with progress in this competition. I would ask you the question whether or not it's papering over the cracks if they get a victory here, or whether there are signs of incremental progress, Mickey, but I already know the answer.
Yeah, it's not been a good performance. I'm looking for progression, which is why they made the managerial change. And the amount of days that keep going by, 6 minutes of added time as well. Wow, they've got a long time to get that equalising goal, Aston Villa. But
Philippe Badace has just tossed a ball back from Shaw down by the corner flag and almost won a corner. It's out upon this near side. 6 minutes of added time. And worth reminding you that Villa scored an injury time winner here earlier in the season, or a late goal here earlier in the season. Courtney Hawes scored it after 88 minutes to win the game. So late goals and Aston Villa at Old Trafford have happened before.
It certainly can happen in this game if they keep playing the way they have been.
Anthony Elanga gets the ball for United down the left-hand side, produces a ball into the box, a brilliant ball into the box. There's no one in red to finish it off. No central striker now because Cavani is off. There's no Ronaldo available tonight. And Lingard is playing in that central role now as Manchester United try to get themselves over the line here in this game. It'll be a 10th FA Cup home win in a row for Manchester United. Well, at least that's something. And they will get a tie against Middlesbrough at home if it stays like this. But there are 6 minutes to play at the end of the game. We've played 1.5 of those on TalkSport. 03717 223344. If you've just left Old Trafford, and there's quite a few people that have, and you've got in your car and you're turning your radio on, and you want to have a chat about what you've seen tonight, feel free to call Jordan Jarrett Bryan and Perry Groves tonight. 03717 223344. Here is Van der Beek winning the ball on the halfway line. Lingard races away, plays it towards the right. It's collected by Greenwood. Greenwood now towards the edge of the penalty area. Lingard inside the box taking on Konza. Konza comes across. Lingard keeps hold of it, runs down towards the corner flag and tries to hold it up and keep it as far away from harm's way as possible. Plays it through the legs of the defender, gives it back to Greenwood on the edge of the box now. Tries to get into the edge of the area to get a shot away does, left-footed straight down the throat of Emi Martinez.
Yeah, good play from Jesse Lingard. I think the reaction from the Man United substitutes has been great. Van der Beek getting involved in the play, playing a nice little ball into Lingard, just running it into the corner, using his brain and taking the time away.
Well, one thing I will say is that since Ralf Rangnick made the changes where he brought Donny van der Beek onto the field of play, actually Aston Villa's momentum has kind of been checked. So he's sort of done the job. Maybe it was a little bit later than he needed to, but he has managed to quell the tidal wave of chances that Aston Villa were creating.
Running out of energy, that was what Manchester United were doing. He needed to make those changes, in my eyes, a lot earlier than he did, Sam. You're looking at 60 minutes. Marcus Rashford looked tired. I'm not too sure about Bruno Fernandes at the time, but Rashford was finished after 60 minutes. Jesse Lingard deserves his opportunity, and I'm really pleased for him. He's came on, he's made a little bit of an impact. Yes, he's only got a few minutes to do that, but it just shows he wants to make that impact, as does Van der Beek, given a little bit of extra energy in there. It's like the batteries ran low, we need to change it, but I think in my eyes he made those changes too late.
Aston Villa have got a big game at the weekend. They faced Manchester United at home, live on TalkSport, 5:30. Steven Gerrard will have another weapon in his arsenal. That will be, quite probably, if he clears all the checks by then, Philippe Coutinho. Here's Watkins, onto Ings, edge of the area. El Ghazi takes over, gets the shot away towards the near corner, and he's blasted it wide. Well, he took over, he fancied himself, he took charge of the situation and decided to take on an option which was very difficult from that sort of range, at that sort of angle. It was wide on the right, it was about 40 degrees, it wasn't really on, was it?
He had to wrap his foot round it a lot more than what he did there, El Ghazi. He done really well initially, getting himself into the 18-yard area. He found himself half a yard to get his strike away, where he probably should have just taken a touch, waited for his teammates to get in a better position to finish that opportunity off. And as we were just talking about that opportunity there, Sam, did you hear who got man of the match in the game there?
Yeah, that's why I asked you about it previously. Here's Elanga down the left-hand side, trying to get towards the edge of the area. He plays it against the defender. It goes behind towards the Stretford end. They get a corner kick, and Elanga turns round to the Stretford end and says, "Come on, lads, get behind us for the final few minutes."
Yeah,
lads, lasses, kids, grannies, mums, dads, anyone, just get behind us for the last few moments.
Yeah, they need to. They need to just spill on a little bit of energy until that final whistle comes. And I didn't mention Elanga as well. Great opportunity just earlier, put a lovely ball into the box, but he's been very good since he came onto the pitch too.
Ball cleared away by Aston Villa up to the halfway line, comes back again. Elanga's causing problems for Cash. It goes back to Martinez, and Martinez slams it out on this near side. Manchester United had stopped Aston Villa from having many chances in the last 10 minutes or so, and that is a welcome relief for Ralf Rangnick and for Manchester United and their supporters, because it looks now as if they are going to do just about enough to get themselves into the fourth round of the FA Cup. Maybe it will be a spark, maybe it will inspire them to greater things across the season, maybe it will be the moment that their season pivots. And certainly there has to be more to come from this Manchester United team that have been distinctly second best for the majority of the game. Aston Villa will probably look back on some key chances, hitting the bar through Watkins, McGinn having an effort save, Buendia having chances, 2 goals disallowed by the VAR. Philogene Pade's trying to get the better of Shaw, tries to charge into the box, he's blocked by the England fullback, and then by Fred, who runs it clear. We've played 5 of the 6 added minutes at the end of the 90. Surely that's it now. Nearly 6. There's the full-time whistle. Manchester United, Ralf Rangnick and their fans can breathe again. It has been a tumultuous few days, a change in the boardroom, press reports exposing cracks in the dressing room, injuries and illness, and all that after one of the worst performances of the season here 7 days ago. But Ralf Rangnick and his Manchester United team have just about cobbled together a performance that just about is good enough to beat Aston Villa. But it's only by the very tiniest of margins. Steven Gerrard is going to leave Old Trafford without kissing any cameras this time. but he might well want another look at one or two situations that didn't go his way. The VAR's use of its powers will come into sharp focus in the aftermath of this game, but the headline is pretty clear. Manchester United are through to the fourth round by the skin of their teeth. Manchester United 1, Aston Villa 0.